All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into Ravello, Italy.
Ooh, Ravello.
You've been there, right?
I have. It's magical.
Yeah, it's on the Amalfi Coast.
It is. It's perched high above the Amalfi Coast, like a hidden world.
Yeah, and looking at your notes, I see you really dug deep into this one.
I did. It's got so much more to it than meets the eye.
So where do we even start with Ravello?
Well, we could start with Villa Ruffalo.
Okay.
This place is incredible. It's a 13th century villa surrounded by these lush gardens overlooking the Mediterranean. You can practically smell the history.
Wow, 13th century? That's what, almost 800 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. And it's still just as inspiring as ever. Wagner himself was a huge fan.
Really? The Wagner,
Yeah, legend has it he actually got the inspiration for his opera Parsifal while wandering the gardens there.
Wow, that's something. What is it about this place? Why has it inspired so many artists?
Honestly, it's everything. You walk through those gardens, you feel the sun on your skin, you smell the citrus trees, see that view. You just feel this connection to something bigger than yourself.
I can only imagine.
It's like stepping back in time, you know?
Yeah.
You can practically feel the presence of all the artists and thinkers who've been drawn to this place over the centuries.
It sounds incredible. So what's next on our tour?
Okay, next up. Villa Cimbro.
Villa Simbrun.
You know the Terrace of Infinity, right?
Oh, is that the one where, like, it looks like an endless ocean?
Exactly. That's the one. They call it Infinite Blues.
I think I've seen pictures. There are those marble busts lined up along the walkway.
Yes. Those busts that view.pictures don't do it justice, though. You have to see it to really get it.
Sounds like it. It must be amazing to actually stand there and look out at that view.
It really is. It makes you feel incredibly small, but in a good way.
Interesting.
Like you're a part of something much larger than yourself.
Okay, I'm adding this to my bucket list. So, from breathtaking views to something a little more historical now, what about this Duomo di Ravello I keep hearing about? What's the story there?
Ah, the Duomo. Now, this might not be as grand as some of the cathedrals you see in Rome, but it has its own charm.
Okay, and what makes it so special?
It's all in the details. Like, take the bronze doors, for example.
Yeah.
They're covered in these incredibly detailed biblical scenes, each one telling its own story.
Wow.
It's amazing to think about the craftsmanship that went into creating something so intricate so long ago.
It's incredible how art like that can survive for centuries.
I know, right? It really makes you appreciate the history of a place.
Really, it does.
Yeah.
So we've got history, stunning scenery. What else does Ravello have up its sleeve?
Well, believe it or not, Ravello isn't stuck in the past. They've got some really interesting modern architecture, too, like the Auditorium Oscar Niemeyer.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So picture this. It's
Yeah.
the total opposite of the Duomo. All sleek curves, glass, very modern design.
So a total contrast to everything else we've talked about.
Exactly, and yet it somehow fits perfectly within Ravello's landscape. It's incredible how they blend the old and the new so seamlessly.
It's amazing how they can do that, though. Blend those two different styles so well.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
like a testament to the enduring spirit of art and design, you know?
Totally. And speaking of artistic spirit, all this talk about Ravello has got me feeling kind of hungry. And I know Ravello has a reputation for its food.
Oh, the food!
So what are some of the dishes we absolutely have to try when we're there?
Well, you can't go wrong with the classics, right? So we have to talk about gnocchi sorrentino.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. What's so special about this gnocchi?
Just imagine the most delicate, like melt-in-your-mouth gnocchi,
Mhm.
and it's bathed in this incredible tomato sauce, but not just any tomato sauce.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Go on.
It's made with these sun-ripened tomatoes, fresh herbs, a touch of garlic. It's like a flavor explosion.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
It really is. And you know what the best part is?
What?
It's served up in this little family-run restaurant called Ristorante Mimi.
Ristorante Mimi.
And it feels like you're having a home-cooked meal, you know? Like Nana herself made it just for you.
I love that. That's what I'm looking for, that authentic local experience.
Exactly. And if you're feeling a little fancy, you have to check out the Lobster and Martini Bar at Palazzo Avino.
Ooh, now that's a name. Lobster and Martini Bar.
Right. It's as good as it sounds. Fresh lobster, amazing martinis, all with this incredible view of the coast.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, you had me at lobster.
It's an experience, let me tell you.
Now, you mentioned something about a hidden gem earlier, a place off the beaten path.
Oh, right. We can't forget about Cumpa Cosimo. It's this little place tucked away,
Okay.
run by this amazing woman, Netta Batone. She's like a local legend.
What's so special about her restaurant?
It's like stepping back in time. The atmosphere is so cozy and welcoming, like you're eating in her own home.
I love places like that. It's all about the atmosphere, isn't it?
Exactly. And her rabbit cacciatore is supposed to be out of this world.
Rabbit cacciatore. That's a new one on me.
It's a family recipe passed down through generations.
Wow, that's amazing.
You can taste the history in every bite.
Okay, I'm sold. So we've got our savory dishes covered. What about something sweet? I have a bit of a sweet tooth, you know.
Of course, you can't leave Ravello without trying sfogliatella.
Sfogliatella. Now, refresh my memory. What is that again?
Oh, it's this pastry, kind of a shell shape, very delicate, and it's filled with this sweet ricotta cream.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sometimes they flavor it with citrus, like lemon. It's divine.
That sounds amazing.
It's like a little taste of heaven.
And of course, we have to talk about limoncello, right?
Limoncello. It wouldn't be a trip to the Amalfi Coast without it.
Exactly. They make it with those local lemons, right?
Yep. Freshly picked, bursting with flavor. It's the perfect way to end a meal.
So we've got the food covered. What about the drinks? Any local specialties we should try?
Well, aside from the limoncello, we have to talk about the coffee. Specifically, the coffee at Cafe Calce.
Okay, I've heard in Cafe Calce,
Yeah.
they call it the espresso temple, right?
That's the one, and for good reason. Their espresso is incredible.
What makes it so special?
It's all about the experience, you know? The aroma when you walk in, the sound of the espresso machine, the locals chatting away.
That sounds like my kind of place.
It's like stepping into the heart of Italian coffee culture.
It's those little moments, you know, the ones that make a place truly memorable.
Absolutely. And you know what? Ravello is full of those moments. From the food to the people to the atmosphere, it's a place that stays with you.
I can imagine. So we've covered the food, the drinks. What else is there to experience in Ravello?
Well, you have to spend some time just wandering, explore those little shops tucked away on the side streets.
Oh, you mean those charming little boutiques?
Exactly. You'll find everything from handmade ceramics to beautiful textiles. It's a shopper's paradise, really.
I do love a good boutique.
And don't forget to pick up some souvenirs while you're there. A bottle of locally made limoncello, maybe some local honey.
Ooh, honey, good idea.
It's a great way to bring a little piece of Ravello home with you, you know.
I love that. So it sounds like Ravello really does have it all. History, culture, breathtaking scenery, amazing food.
It really does. It's a feast for the senses.
And for the soul, it seems.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny. As we've been talking about all this, the food, the views.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about what actually makes a place unforgettable, you know?
It's not just one thing, is it?
No, it's not. It's this feeling you get.
Right.
Like when you walk down a quiet street and you smell like fresh baked bread.
Or the sun hitting your face just right.
Exactly. Or, I don't know, maybe hearing music drifting out of a window.
It's those little moments.
Yes. And Ravello seems to be full of those little moments.
It really is. It's like the whole place is designed to slow you down.
Yeah. Make you appreciate the little things.
Exactly. Like instead of rushing from one landmark to the next, you find yourself just wandering.
Yeah, getting lost in those little streets.
Exactly. Maybe you strike up a conversation with a local artisan.
Or you stumble upon this hidden courtyard with the most amazing view.
And those are the memories that stay with you, you know, long after you've forgotten what you had for dinner.
It's so true. It's about experiencing a place, not just seeing it.
Exactly. And that's what makes Ravello so special. It invites you to slow down, to savor every moment.
It reminds you to be present, you know.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder for life in general, don't you think?
It really is. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel completely refreshed.
Me too.
Like I just took a mini vacation without even leaving my chair.
I know, right?
It's amazing how powerful just talking about a place can be.
It really is. And you know what? It makes me want to go back. Like now.
Me too. Ravello, we're coming for you. But until then, listeners.
Yes, listener.
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to discover your own Ravello.
Because the world is full of magical places.
You just have to know where to look.
And be open to experiencing them.
Beautifully said. Until next time.